Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. So this is bonkers, but I have to say it before I don't. You know how some things you have to get off your chest, and if you don't right now, it's just never gonna happen. So yeah, there is this one story time that I've been wanting to tell you guys forever, like over a year. And it hasn't happened because it just isn't the right time. And I believe in destiny. I believe in things happen when they're supposed to happen, and that story time that I'm going to tell you, not today, will maybe happen when it's meant to happen. It's like a scary story time. I've been teasing this for over a year, but that'll happen when it happens one day. But this is gonna be not that story time. This is gonna be another bonker story time in a different way. This is more comedic. The other story time is extremely dark and oh god, trauma the house down. Boots. So if you want to trauma bomb me one day, yeah, you heard me right. If you want to trauma bond me one day, actual trauma bond with me, then I'll do that story for you guys one day when I'm ready. But I have to be ready because I have to heal from that trauma until I'm ready to share it with you guys. But anyway, this is about something else because things are always happening with me, and that was something that happened last year, and oh Lord. But let's talk about what happened just recently, which is more light, so disturbing, but on the lighter side, kind of. Yeah, you can be the judge. Okay, anyway, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it. I haven't done a story time in forever, and you guys have always been asking me to do more of these, so here we go, girl. Here's another story time. So I think this is pretty funny. I think this is story time worthy. Okay. Yeah, so thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for support, and thanks for love. And I'm always sending you guys love back. That's me giving you hearts. I know this is so millennial cringe to do this. Who does this anymore? This is so 2000 and what? I don't know. Who does that anymore? But I do, because I'm stuck in the 2000s. Hello? And apparently the 90s too with Britney Spears. Okay, anyway, so where do I even begin with this? Okay, so I did this guy. I'm going to call him Jeremy. I never say the real name. I always make fake names up for these people, but I'm going to call him Jeremy. That isn't his real name. Jeremy, okay, that's the name. Okay, so I did this guy we went on 3 dates, so I guess technically we were dating, but this guy named Jeremy, he wasn't my type. But I thought, my type doesn't usually work out for me. My type is the reformed bad boy, which I can't do that anymore because it's just too much for me. So with me, it's I want a guy that's normal but not boring. Been through stuff and healed from it, and you know what I mean? But not vanilla. But the thing is, okay, I want a good guy that's been through it. There we go. And it's healed and it's good. But it's that balance of you can't be too vanilla boring, but you can't be too bad either. You know what I mean? So this guy seemed more on the goody-goody two-shoes type. I was okay, you know what? I'm tired of the bad boys. So let me do something a little bit off type, and maybe I'll grow to be into him. Because I'll be honest, the vibe wasn't really there in the beginning, but I was let me just see what's going on, right? So the first date, it was okay. The second date was just okay, So I went on the third date, and then so yeah, okay. So the first date was pretty uneventful, okay? So the first date, we went to the movies. Okay, whatever. He was a gentleman, everything was fine, He asked if he could kiss me at the end of the day. At the end of the date, I was okay, we kissed. Not to be mean, but he wasn't a good kisser. I know, I'm being a bitch. I don't care. He deserves it, and I don't care. So I'm just gonna say it. Of course, I told him he was a good kisser, but he was bad. I like tongue, but it was just a lot of tongue. It was it was it was a lot. It was a walrus hitting me with his tongue. It was just this. I was girl, no. And it was bad. Okay. It'd be different if you're making out and you I love a sloppy makeout. I do, but it's not in the beginning. When I know you really well, when I'm into you. But he was we went in for a kiss. This is the first date, right? And he just sticks his tongue right down my throat, and I'm oh, and he's just washer machine. He's and I'm so I'm okay, well, that was interesting. And I literally walk away. I know, it's so cringe. But, so that was the first date. I came for a date, not a shower, not a bath. Anyway, then the second date, actually, now that I think about it, this actually really went off the rails pretty quickly now that I thought. It really did. And it gets so much worse too. Okay. So then the second date, he picks me up. Everything is fine in the beginning. And then he's like, remember our makeout sesh last week? And I was like, yeah. He's like, was it too much tongue? And I was like, yeah, I'll be honest, it was. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, it was a little bit too much tongue. He's like, oh, okay, then I just won't kiss you anymore then. I'm like, I was like, you asked me, I'm gonna be honest. He's like, no, it's okay. Like, I don't have to be around you if you don't want me to. And I was like, whoa, you asked me and I was honest with you. Like, it was a bit too much tongue, but it was a nice kiss overall. I was kind of lying, it wasn't, but he was just like, no, it's okay. Like, I get it. You don't like me, it's fine. And I'm just like, oh, God, here we go. And and then this is where it just starts to go even more bonkers, right? He's just like, fine, like, I get it. Like, me and my banana will leave you alone. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah. Like, you won't see my banana. You won't touch my banana. You won't peel my banana. Me and my banana are going to be over this situation. Like, we're done. We're done. And I'm just like, I literally had to look around because I was like, have I slipped into some kind of weird dimension somewhere? Like, what the hell is going on? Like, how do we go from, was the kiss good, to you referring to you and your banana as we, and I'm assuming, I literally look at him and I'm just like, I was waiting for him to be like, I'm just kidding or something weird. But it was just like, he just gives me this look like, and I'm just like, and he's just like, and I'm just like, okay, what is happening right now? Did you refer to yourself in, like, since when are you and your, he's like, me and my what? Just say it, my banana. I can't even say it laughing. It's so bonkers. He was literally like a straight face. He's like, what? You're gonna make fun of my banana too? And I was like, first of all, you're 38 years old. Why are you referring to your equipment as a banana? That alone is just bonkers. And then you're referring to you and your equipment as we. And he's just like, so then it just goes from insanity to asylum, right? He's just like, you're such a bitch. And I'm just like, so at this point, I know I'm done, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm done. So I'm just kind of like, at this point, you know, like when you're like in the middle of a bad movie, you're like, should I leave or should I just like watch to see where this shit show goes? And I'm just like, you know what? It's been a boring week. Let's just see where this shit show goes. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, how am I, bitch? He's like, how are you not? First, my tongue is too much for you. Then you don't like me referring to it as a banana. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, so that, and you're offending it. You're offending my banana. And he's like, he keeps going. And I'm just like, I'm offending your banana. Okay. So then, I know you're like, this is just it gets even worse. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I said anything that was offensive. I was just answering your question, and I don't know how it went here, but I apologize. Let's just continue with this date. So he's like, fine. So the date's done. We go for a walk at the park, and he goes to hold my hand, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not really in the mood. He's like, I was like, what? I'm kind of uncomfortable because of what happened. Our fight earlier was just kind of weird. I'm not really in that space to hold your hand. He's like, so do you want to hold my banana? I was like, I mean, it's just like, I literally thought about running away. I honestly did. Because we were in the park, and I was just like, I mean, he wasn't a ride, but I was thinking, should I just like leave? Or should I just like stick this out for another hour or two? But my morbid curiosity was just like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just see where this goes. I'm just literally like, it's just like a really, really bad movie. You're just like, can it get worse? Yeah. Can it get, yeah. Okay. Got it. So he's just like, so you're not gonna touch my banana? Like, and I'm just like, he's like, you're not gonna peel my banana? Or like, talk about it or acknowledge it? I'm just like, finally I lost it. I'm like, stop referring to it as a banana and stop talking about it. You're just a freak. I said it like that. And he's like, I'm just like, are you okay? He's like, he literally looks down and says, I am so sorry. She is such a bitch, isn't she? And I'm just looking at this and I'm just like, I'm just like, you know what? It's getting kind of chilly. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go. I feel like I'm getting catching something, you know? And he's like, so you're not gonna apologize to my banana? It's right here. Apologize to it. Say you're sorry. He's offended. I literally say, I see, I see, um, luckily there's like a public bathroom in this park, like right over there. So I'm just like, hold that thought. I'm gonna use the restroom and then we can conclude this. And he's just like, okay, fine. Me and my banana will be here waiting for you. We will be waiting for you. And I'm like, okay. So I go call an Uber in the restroom and wait in the restroom. And like, I get a text 15 minutes later saying, my banana and me are leaving. And I just leave them on red. And my Uber is here. So I just leave the restroom and just go to the Uber and go home. And it's just like so crazy. It's just like, so on the way home in the Uber, I get this missed call from him. And I took my voicemail and he's just like screaming in the voicemail saying, all I wanted was you to acknowledge my banana. And like all this stuff, crying like his eyes out. I'm just like, oh my God. Like at this point, I'm convinced that something is just clearly, like something is just not right, right? Like, yeah, just he's lost any kind of marble he even had to begin with. So I'm just like, I don't even finish the voicemail. I just delete it and block him on everything. I'm just like, yeah, I'm done. This is just so, it's past morbid curiosity. It's just like, it's like literally you're living in an asylum right now. It's like, what the hell's going on? Like, I think, did I slip and go to some weird dimension or something? Like, so I deleted and blocked him. I haven't heard from him since. This is a couple weeks ago. I haven't heard from him since, thank God. I really hope him and his banana are okay. Yeah, it's just, really, really bonkers. Uh, yeah. I, there really isn't anything else to say except, wow. You know? Truly. It's just a whole new level. Yeah. I mean, Jesus. You wanted a story time there. There it is. Ah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want boring, but there's not boring, and then there's bad boys, and then there's just, you know, I've talked to some crazy guys before, right? But I think this is a new level. This definitely tops it all. I don't even know. Well, actually, that other story time I have to tell you will probably top this too. Well, actually, yeah, that one actually tops this. So I will say that when you hear that one, I will do that one eventually one day, hopefully. But yeah, this one is pretty bad though. Yeah, pretty delusional. This guy is pretty off the Richter scale. Like, woo. Yeah. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments below. Like the video for more story times. Subscribe if you're new. And until next time, I love you guys. Stay safe out there. Bye.